Welcome back to the social science class, children. In the afternoon class, let us look into Indian water resources. In this lesson, the following things we will be discussing: importance of water resources, major rivers of India, irrigation, its meaning and its need, type of irrigation and their distribution, and multi-purpose river valley projects. Very important lesson, children, this is, because 3 mark question can be asked from this lesson, and map to mark the 1 mark question they will be asking, that is the map marking. So all the river valley projects you should know properly to mark in the map. So what is the importance of water? Water is one of the most precious natural resources. Just imagine, children, without water, our life will be very difficult. So water plays very important role in the human life. Without water, it is impossible to sustain life. It is very true. Without water, no one can live on this planet. Human beings need it for drinking, cooking, washing, agriculture, generation of hydroelectricity, industries, navigation, fishing, etc. So, I hope you understood all these purposes. Navigation means ship to move from one place to the another. Water resource can be divided into surface water and groundwater resources. Surface means just on the earth. Ground means it is inside below the earth. The surface water resources are rainfall, rivers, lakes, tanks, and springs. Springs means it is inside, coming from the earth to the outer. India has extensive surface water resources. We have mostly the surface water. So that is the importance of the water. Now let us look into the major rivers of India. India has many river systems. In the third lesson of geography, we saw the India is the land for birth of many rivers, especially the Himalayas. When we studied the importance of Himalayas, we saw it is the birthplace of many rivers. They are the natural resource of the country. The rivers are the natural resources of the country. The rivers are very useful for irrigation, generation of hydel power, inland waterways, and fishing. So we use these rivers for irrigation. That water we use for the agriculture purpose, to generate the hydroelectric power. Inland waterways, that means to move about from one place to the other, and for the fishing purpose. The river systems of India can be divided into two groups. So, the first one is the rivers of North India and rivers of Peninsula India. That means the southern part of it. So, in the North India, rivers, they are also known as the Himalayan rivers. Among them, three rivers are most important. First one is Indus, Ganges, and Brahmaputra. These are the north flowing rivers. These three rivers are north flowing rivers. For 1 mark also they can ask children the north flowing rivers: Indus, Ganges, and Brahmaputra. The river Indus or Sindhu rises near Mount Kailash, that is Tibet. You can see in the map and in the picture here. Initially, it flows northwestwards, then it flows towards the southwest and enters Pakistan. You can see that blue line, children, that is the indication showing and joins the Arabian Sea. Finally, it joins the Arabian Sea near Karachi. You can see that line, it flows downwards, then it joins the Arabian Sea. From here, top again downwards and joining the Arabian Sea. The total length of the river Indus is 2,897 kilometers, of which 709 kilometers lies in India, but the major part of its course is in Pakistan. That's why children, whenever we have problem with Pakistan, they block this water flowing from that side to India. Many times we had this problem with Pakistan river water sharing problem. It receives many tributaries. So this Indus river has got many tributaries. You can see here Jhelum, Chenab, Beas, Ravi and Sutlej. You can see the river Indus here, and Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. These are the tributaries. I hope you understand the tributaries. That means it takes a different route in flowing the river, the Indus river. That is the from the main point, the river will flow in different ways, in different channels. That is called as the tributaries. The Ganga river is the largest river of India. Its total length is, Indus is over, second one is the Ganga. Its total length is 2525 kilometer, and this is also a very holy place, they say. It rises in the Gangotri glacier. So in the ice mountain, glaciers are the ice mountains, there it is taking birth. You can see here in the map Gangotri glacier region. It flows towards the south and southeast, then enters Bangladesh where it joins the Brahmaputra. So from top, that blue line is coming down, you see, that is the river flowing from the top. But after it joins the Brahmaputra, it continues as Padma and finally flows into the Bay of Bengal. So this river is taking birth, river Ganga, taking birth in Gangotri glaciers. Then it flows downwards and comes to Bangladesh, and again the same Gangotri Ganga river Ganga's name is Padma, and then it is flowing downwards and joining to Bay of Bengal. You can see that blue line, children, and finally it's coming to Bay of Bengal. Its major tributaries are Yamuna, Ghagara, Gandak, Ramganga, Gomati, Sarada, San and Kosi. Of these, Yamuna is the longest tributary. So I hope you understood, children. Tributary means in a particular place it's taking birth and it's flowing in different routes. So each route, no, where the water is flowing, they will give one name, that is called the tributaries. So Yamuna is the longest tributary of river Ganga. First one we finished Indus, second one Ganga, and the third one is Brahmaputra. It rises near Lake Manasa Sarovar, Tibet. You can see here the thick blue line. So this Brahmaputra, in this near the Himalayan gorge it flows, and near Arunachal Pradesh it is taking U-turn. It flows towards the east. It enters India through a narrow gorge in Arunachal Pradesh. Then it flows to the west and turns to the south in Bangladesh where it joins the Ganga. Its length is 2580 kilometers. So this river Brahmaputra is joining to Ganga, the rivers of South India. Okay, so these are the three rivers of North India. First one is the Indus, second one is the Ganga, and the third one is the Brahmaputra. Its tributaries you should know, children. You have to learn the tributaries. The rivers of South India. Now let's move on to the South Indian rivers. When it comes to North India, only three rivers. In South India, we will see many rivers flow across South India. They are also known as peninsula rivers. Most of them rise in the Western Ghats. So here Western Ghats are this side, Mangalore side we say. The important rivers of South India are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada, Tapi and their tributaries. These can be grouped into east flowing rivers and the west flowing rivers. So now first we will look into the east flowing. These are the east flowing. These four are east flowing and they join finally to the Bay of Bengal. They are Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri are the east flowing rivers when it comes to the south flowing rivers. North flowing only three, Indus, Brahmaputra and Ganga. So now we have come to the peninsular rivers or south flowing rivers. In that east flowing rivers are there and west flowing rivers are there. First we are looking into the east flowing rivers. In that first one is Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Sihava range flows towards the east.